Welcome back to the Deceiver's Tools. This is session 5, Call of the Sword. Last session, the group entered into a crypt underneath a very large shrine to Cyrus Bray, a hero from the past, specifically a hero of the Citrine throne of Osiria. They've done some adventuring and questing and ended at a point where there was a portcullis barring off passageway to a hallway that seems to be lined with very strange-looking statues. Borgu and Oris lifted the portcullis just high enough so that Kelder and Phi could get through. Murph, you weren't here last session, so I'm going to ask you now. Would you have gone with those two past the portcullis or stayed on this side of the portcullis with the large people?
I would have gone through.
Okay. So the three of you are on the other side. Just as you finally pass through, and Oris and Borgu kind of let down the portcullis, you kind of notice a very strange blue glow coming from your belt, and you see that the sword is kind of emanating bright light. Oris and Borgu, you hear kind of a loud splashing sound, and then kind of a thud that sounds very strange, but it seems to be coming back from the hall that you came through. If you had to approximate, it sounds like it's coming from the same area where that well was.
Axe is out.
Okay.
I look at go and just go. Stay here.
Borgo's
Back in a sec.
Yeah, okay. Kind of turns and
go have a
looks back over at the other three who are just now getting situated and ready to go, but the noise is loud enough that you can hear it. That said, I'm just going to ask you three directionally. Are you focused on the task at hand, moving down the hallway, or are you paying attention to what's happening behind you? Start with Chad.
I can't see anything. I see the world map.
Yep, that's what you should be seeing.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna go off on my own. I'm gonna stick with Phi.
So, but you are focused, like, your mind and mental, like, acuity is kind of focused on this hallway, not on the weird sound that came from behind you, right?
Right. I mean, there's a gate behind me. I'm not strong enough to move it.
Got it.
If anything's going to happen to me, it's going to come from this side of the gate.
Phi, the sword stopped its glow, and the sound kind of stopped its echo. Again, same question for you. Are you focused on the task at hand, or are you trying to possibly figure out some way to getting past the portcullis and back to the other side to find out what that was?
I take note of the noise that I heard, but I'm still going to focus on the task at hand.
Okay. And then, Murph, what's Davos doing?
Task at hand.
Okay. All right. So the three of you actually watch and witness as a shadowy form appears at the far end of the hall. You can see that his eyes appear to be glowing bright yellow, and the rest of him seems to be kind of silhouetted in the darkness. But it's very clear that he has a weapon drawn, a bow, and he immediately looses an arrow upon your group. 1 second. All right. Let's see. Random roll. All right. So that'll hit Kelder. A 19 should hit. Take 7 points of piercing damage. And immediately after loosing the arrow, the figure steps back behind the alcove into the hallway. Cut from you guys for just a second. Oris, as you peek around the corner, I'm going to move you from one map to the other. Does your screen show different?
Yes, it shows a verb.
All right. So, real quick discussion for Kate to get her acclimated.
Yeah.
So you don't know why what happened, but it happened. And to give you kind of a physical idea of where it is, you see on your map there's two green circles, right?
Uh-huh.
You came from there all the way to...
Oh, wait, no, on my map,
Yeah.
I'm in a room.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me pull you back. How about now?
Oh, yeah.
You see the two green circles?
Uh-huh.
Do you see the arrow that
Yes.
shows the mile markers?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's the kind of concept I kind of want you to understand. Like, you don't know that in character yet, but I wanted to make sure
Okay.
you're aware of what we're talking about here. That said, pull you back to the room. You are deposited in a dark room. It appears that behind you, pretty much from where you came from, there's a well that looks like it goes down into darkness. To the left and to the right, there are strange mechanisms on the wall that look like basically someone plastered a Toblerone on the side of the wall, like a gear mechanism, basically.
Okay.
And just coming out of the hallway is a large human with tattoos all about him. He's holding a great axe, kind of looking down at you, confused,
Yeah.
as you basically spill out onto the floor.
That's just his natural face.
Real quick, how much damage did I take?
7.
7?
Hello, little one.
Ow.
Wait, so who's in the room with me?
Yeah, he's coming in through the hallway, and it's a stranger. You don't know him.
Okay.
He's got a very large weapon, and he doesn't seem to be too hostile, but he does look like he's, I'm assuming, at the ready. Like, if this situation goes south and it appears to be a murder bird, you'll be ready to defend yourself, right, Oris?
Yeah, it's basically, he probably dragged the axe, and
Okay.
he's basically ready to swing it should it need.
Okay.
Okay, whoa. Bud. I don't want no trouble.
Neither do I, but you're a strange creature that weren't here 5 minutes ago.
Okay, just because I look a little bit different than you doesn't mean I'm not weird, okay? Like, I'm in the same situation as you. I just fell and flopped down here, so
That's not the strangest thing I've seen today. So,
cool.
Meanwhile, in the other room, in the hallway specifically, Davos and Fi, you watch as an arrow whistles into hit Kelder on the shoulder. That said, if you guys want to go ahead and roll initiative, or if your intent is to be more defensive, let me know what the plan is. If your intent is to try and find out who that was and destroy him,
I'm more intrigued to find out like where it came from before I just attack blindly.
Well, we saw him attack from the end of the hallway, correct? You said we saw the eyes and all that.
yeah.
And then you said he stepped back out of the way.
Yeah, back into the alcove he appeared out of, correct?
I'd like to advance on the individual or creature.
Okay, so then we'll go ahead and pull to an initiative board. That said, go ahead. Chad's already rolled initiative. The other 3 of you roll initiative. I will add Borgu onto the initiative pool as well.
How do I do that?
Oh, hold on. Not you yet.
Oh.
Could I use a I can't think of what it's called, the Bard inspiration that like gives us better initiative, I think, or extra rolls.
Bardic Inspiration is used more for attack rolls, skill checks, or saving
Okay.
throws. And during your turn, as a bonus action, you can apply it to an ally.
All right. And I get my initiative. Just click on that.
Yeah, select your token first, but if you haven't, I can add it. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I don't even see. I just see a black screen.
Oh, I see why. Can you see now?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And then Stephanie, you rolled a 12. Okay. Hold on. For some reason, it didn't add. Okay. So on initiative higher than yours, Lady Fi, you hear what sounds like weaponry being shuffled about, and you hear the distinctive sound of a shield being readied. All right. So on initiative, why did it disappear? On initiative 12, what would you like to do?
Is it possible for me to? I want to like ready Toll the Dead, but I don't want to shoot yet.
Sure.
I want to like call out to whoever it might be.
Okay. So you're basically kind of readying the spell, and what do you yell out?
State your purpose.
All right. So you can see Davos as you start your turn. That Lady Fi is kind of channeling that necrotic energy that she's used a couple of times before. And then what would you like to do?
I guess kind of hang out. Just hold for now until we figure out where this person's at.
Okay. Do you want to take a defensive posture? Or do you want to...
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll take the dodge action as your action. Basically, any attacks made against you will have disadvantage. Okay. Borgu is going to kind of set against the portcullis and try and raise it himself without Oris's help. And then he yells out over his shoulder, "Oris, there's something over here, help us!" Right. Kelder, what would you like to do as you kind of pull the arrow barb out of your coat? It didn't enter your body, it just kind of nicked you and stuck in your cloak.
Yeah, I had false life. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move forward a little bit and ready in action to cast Firebolt if he steps out again.
Okay.
I don't want to get too far ahead. I think maybe, I guess I'll go like, what, 5, 10, 15. Yeah, this is fine. Just about 15 feet ahead of them.
All right. Cutscene back to...
Is there any way I can sort of hunker down in this alcove over here?
Yeah, you can slip into it. That's fine.
Okay. So that way I can still peek around the corner, but I'm kind of in cover.
Yeah, I'll say that you're half and half, so you'll have one half cover for the purposes of any range attacks made against you, but you will have no penalties for shooting out. You're not untargetable because you're trying to be able to trigger a fire. That said, cutscene back to the other two. Oris, you say what you say. She's got her hands up. She's kind of defensive, and then from the alcove you just left, the two of you hear a stranger's voice to you, Kate, yell out, "Oris, we need your help. Come back over here." Strain.
Don't stop me in the back and follow behind, little one.
Yo, yeah.
That or trick my axe
I'm
in
good
your
with
face.
that. Sure.
And also went back to...
And real quick, before you run away, Kate...
I don't want to run away.
Well, no, I know. I mean Oris, when he runs back to where he was coming from. He obviously got a good look at you. At current, the token that she's using is not drawing by me. It's just a proxy for now. But if you would, Kate, just explain to Lewis and the others what your character looks like so he has a good idea of, what he's seeing.
I'm like a shrouded figure. I have a scarf over my mouth, but you can tell that it's protruding, that something is sticking out. But I don't think it's very obvious that I'm a bird. But I'm a bird, guys.
I have a bad history with birds.
Ooh, yikes. So I'm just kind of like this mysterious, dark-looking creature. You can't really make anything out yet, is my assumption.
Okay. And you tow behind this larger fellow. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull you guys to the map, and then let's see. Bear with me.
Safe.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're in process of doing that right now. I just see a dark screen.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Yeah, weird visuals. Chad, you were able to see your character stuff, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. And Lewis, you're fine, but in the wrong room. Okay. So
Ooh.
you should have it changed now. As you kind of approach, and this is during the last initiative round, so your new round will start from here. But as you approach, you see that there's a very large, bright green scaled dragonborn who's low down, crouched, trying to lift this large portcullis that looks like it's made out of like wrought iron or steel. And he's hefting and looking over at Oris kind of angrily. Doesn't seem really to take you into account. And then you can see that beyond that, there appear to be other individuals on the other side of this gate. So that said, we're going to teach you how to roll initiative. If you select your token on the screen, should put like a little grid over it. Then go to your character sheet, and up at the top middle, you should see a section that says initiative. It's probably like +4. If you click on the word initiative, it should automatically roll it and automatically add your token to the sheet, or the turn order count. Perfect. And it's probably showing that your token name is Kate G in the slot there. I'll get that changed to the character name. I just, had it listed as that before for...
Now everybody knows who I am.
So
thanks for doxing me.
I apologize. I'm so sorry. Lewis, you see the situation as you approach. It looks like he needs some assistance lifting up the gate. Do you want to give it a go? You remember last time it was very difficult to do it, but you were able to lift it for just a little bit of time. You might be able to create a retreat option for your allies if necessary.
It's the doorway. It's coming down, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And is it plain stonework above it?
Yeah. With metal metal interior. So basically, think of it like it's like a pocket door, but the interior of the pocket is steel, and then the door is actually a huge iron, or mostly steel, filled with lead, filled with steel, set of spikes with crossbars.
My thinking to myself is, if I destroy where it's coming from, will it just fall forward, nearly crush me, but fall forward so we can just walk along it? That's my thinking.
Being a
destroy the stonework above the...
smart enough guy, pretty cunning guy, you know that option would take a lot of time.
Guess I'm lifted.
All right, go ahead and make a strength athletics check with advantage. All right, so the two of you actually, like, in the peril of this situation, kind of like, get down to it, and you can see that Borgu is like really stressed at this situation. Like, he wants to get onto the other side of this portcullis. The two of you lift and like heave and hoe until you actually get it well over your shoulders and over your heads, which was something you weren't able to do last time. Once you do, you hear a loud click up above you, and then you feel that the strain and the weight of it kind of stops right about at a 7-foot height.
This gets a big smile and just goes, now people are fucked.
I can get through this shit. All right, that is your action. I'm going to say that no movement for this turn because you're kind of rising up and down from prone. And then it'll go to Fi. Fi, you turn and look back over your shoulder and watch as the two mounds of muscle heft and hoe the portcullis out of the way. You do have an escape route now if necessary. But yeah, what would you like to do? No actions from the attacker. No new actions have been performed.
They haven't moved anywhere, have they? Or are they in the same?
Yeah, whoever's attacked you has not come back out again.
I'm gonna call out to them again. Just, who are you?
Okay, and still maintain Toll the Dead if it comes out. Okay. Davos. Make a wisdom perception check for me there, Murph.
Is that just by clicking on wisdom?
If you click on perception as a skill.
Okay. Perception. Well, that's going to be garbage.
It's decent enough. So the situation that's at hand is you're in a 10-foot long hallway, and it looks like it goes up to a 5-foot recess where he's coming from. Your presumption is that he's probably tactically trying to lure you in. You're pretty sure he's not going to pop back out now that he's been outed.
Let's just make our way up the hallway, moving cover to cover.
Give me 1 second.
Moving cover's coming.
Am I able to use dissonant whispers even if, like, do I have to have, like, eye contact with a guy, or do I just, like, have to know he's in the area?
You have to have LOS, line of sight, to be able to
Okay.
cast a spell.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna move up to where Chad's at, close by him.
Okay. You can also perform the same thing that he's doing. If you want to like crunch into one of those alcoves, you certainly can.
I think there's another one up here if you want to move ahead of me.
That is true. Yeah, he's got dark vision as well, so he should be able to see it.
And do I just drag him over there? Is that how I do it?
Just grab your token, move him on over.
All right. I would imagine there's traps in the areas.
Nope. If you want to kind of take a gaze at what you're stepping into effectively, there's a recessed statue, basically just half of a facade of stone work that appears to be a human figure in robes with hood up and kind of narrowed down just over the eye line. At its feet is like a small dais. It kind of stands up on a platform basically, and there is a silver dagger and a basically stonework jar that looks like the lid could be easily shifted off of it if you wanted to open it up and see what's inside.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, you pop it open, and inside it appears that it's filled to the brim with gemstones. They all appear to be yellow in coloration and probably about the size of like a bead. You would recognize these as citrines, which are the ancestral stone of the Liberus Kingdom.
And you said there's a silver dagger too?
Correct.
Interesting.
That's in his alcove.
Right. So I imagine I don't have that in mind.
Well, you haven't looked yet, so you don't know. All right.
Okay, fair enough.
Good deal on that turn. Borgu rushes in, stands in front of Lady Fi, and raises his axe up in a defensive posture. Kind of looks back over his shoulder at you, waiting for you to tell him what to do, and sets himself into position. All right. So, new to the scenario and still having yet to introduce yourself by name, the shrouded, shadowy figure, you stand behind Oris, who is just now releasing the portcullis, and you don't really know what's going on, but it seems that they're in kind of a defensive posture from something to the north. That said, this is your first turn of D&D initiative for this game, so you can take an action, and you can move, and your speed should be 30 feet. So
Okay.
you can also, as a rogue, use the cunning action feature, which lets you take certain actions as a bonus action in addition to what your action would normally be. So if you wanted to like hide, you could do that as a bonus action. If you wanted to run really fast, dash, you could do that as a bonus action. And then I think withdraw or disengage is the other one that they can do as a cunning action. But yeah.
Okay. Whoa, guys. Hey. Whoa. Please don't hurt me. I just popped up here. Don't do anything rash. I won't hurt you if you don't hurt me. As I pull out a weapon just for defense.
Okay.
I have a
Go ahead.
sword. Can I like
You can draw
hold
it.
up the sword? Be like, I want to draw the sword. Whoa, just in case.
All right. So you take a defensive posture. I'll go ahead and say, just for role-playing sake, your action will be dodge because you're trying to defend yourself.
Yeah.
And then you draw the sword as a part of that. Oris, she's basically taking a very defensive posture. Everyone else's intention is engaged in the opposite direction. And the sword that you see her draw, it appears to be a curved blade. It looks like it's a pattern welded weapon made out of some sort of blue iron and like a darker colored metal as well. It looks really fancy. And yeah, she draws that.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can I see the pot that the other people just opened?
So it's around the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely move into the room, but right now everyone is, you don't know these people.
Yeah.
But Oris seems to be kind of like, when he first talked to you, like seemed to be kind of wary, but not like, attack it while it's down. And is now kind of focused on whatever's happening up there. But since you're brand new to the situation, I mean, you just know that there's some sort of threat that they're really serious about over there, and so, yeah.
Okay. Can I say one more thing? Before,
Sure.
Or, I don't know. Like, okay, as I'm holding my weapon, I'm like, if you guys need help, I am proficient in this weapon. Just as long as I don't want anything going on, but it looks like you're in trouble. So I mean, if you need some help, I can help you out for some money or something. You know, you seem like you're in a bind, and I'm willing to help you out. But don't attack me.
Don't attack me. I'll work for money. Kelder, you haven't found a trigger for your firebolt. You do hear that there's a unknown individual speaking on the other side, basically from behind you. You're a pretty smart guy, so you're probably relating it and going, maybe that was what the sound was from earlier. And just a quick glance, you do see that this alcove has a very similar look to it. Dagger and pot.
Interesting. Do I know anything about that dagger? Is it like...
It's a silver dagger.
Okay. And it's not like bolted down to anything, it's just sitting there?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we know where the goodies are, and we know they're not going anywhere yet. We can always get them later. I'm going to go ahead and move up to the next alcove.
Okay. And your action?
Ready firebolt.
Okay.
If I see the thing. Is there a dagger and gems in this one too?
Dagger in a pot. The only pot that's been opened has gems in it.
Oh,
That's not
okay.
to say all of them
All right.
do.
Yeah, dagger in a pot. Cool.
All right. Oris.
So here I am, hunkered down in my little alcove, waiting to see what happens.
Perfect. Oris, that sword looks really, really cool, and she is holding it competently.
Help me and I'll give you the gold myself. Stab me in the back and I'll gut you alive. And I'm obviously going to run up the hall.
All right.
I can get to there.
You see him bound off, his great axe in hand, charging up that way.
Okay.
I'll get
Dash.
Dash's worth, that's alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you later, bro. Bye.
All right. Okay. On 20, you see a shadowy shape kind of burst out from that position. Firebolt. You can go ahead and make your firebolt and your Toll the Dead spells as you see the shadow kind of dart across the way. You have disadvantage for these attacks.
Damn it.
Okay. Chad, roll a 20-sided dice for me, please. And then, Stephanie, can you click Toll the Dead for me? So, don't worry about it. Actually, I saved. I saved. I rolled a 19 raw on the die, so.
I don't need to roll.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It doesn't do half damage on a failure, so. Okay. What you see, Oris, is this individual rush out to you. His body looks like it's kind of like graying skin over a very muscular frame. In his left arm, he has a shield. The shield has a skull kind of patterned on it with horns coming out of the top of its head. And then in his right hand, he has a very large-looking longsword of the very olden Aetan style. So actually familiar to you because you're from Parnak. And his helmet appears to have dragon wings kind of coming off the side of it, and it too is in the Aetan style, basically Spartan kind of looking helmet. And he rushes out to you, draws the blade, and brings it in to attack you with it.
As he goes to swing, Oris is just going to look at the stuff and go, I'm going to enjoy making that stuff mine.
That's what he looks like. All right. He will take
Very Frank Frazetta.
his attacks. Okay. So So
Is that what you cry as you raise your axe? Dibs!
Yep.
okay, first attack will miss. And then it'll attack. Ooh, 22 will hit. I need you to make
That's definitely gonna hit.
Constitution saving throw. Okay, so it swings with the sword, and you kind of catch it with the axe and bring it like to the side, kind of confident that there shouldn't be a problem there. He then kind of like lets go of the sword for like a little bit and kind of tilts his hand so he's holding it differently and brings his elbow into your face. When he strikes you with the elbow, you see that the shadow inside of his helmet kind of emanates out of him and pulses through his body, out his elbow, into your neck. And you can kind of feel this pulsing energy like enter into you. You take 7 points of necrotic damage. You also take 7 points off the top of your maximum hit point total.
Oh no.
Yikes.
All right. Okay. And he has moved in a way that he is now around the corner, again, keeping cover. The way he's attacking you, Oris, you've been fought like this before. He is fighting very much so in the tradition of a Parnak fighting man.
Classic.
All right,
Hello,
95.
Parnan.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and heal. Was it Kelder who got?
Okay.
So no, I'm fine. I don't need anything.
Oh. How many hit points do you have, by the way? Because I'm like basing everything off of me, and that's not.
Well, I gave myself a bunch of temporary hit points, so
Okay.
they're like bonus hit points that go like above and beyond your maximum. So yeah, I had those, so I took damage on those, so I'm actually totally fine.
Okay. Never mind then. Can I I'm gonna cast Necrotic Wound.
Okay. All right. Range of 5 feet. So you'll need to be closer. Actually, I don't think you can make it to him to cast that. That's more of a touchy spell.
Yeah, Art. I guess I'll do Toll the Dead then.
Okay. You'll still want to move up to right about here so you can even see the target. You'll
Should be fine. Is Borgie still in front of me?
Yeah, and Borgu will on his turn move to get back into position. But since you go before him, you'll move up and cast your spell. All right. The creature will save against that spell again. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
And then so you'll be up. You should be here. All right, Davos. Lady Fi steps up next to you, casts her spell. You hear the chime of the toll ring out in a direction, and you can see the creature up ahead.
I don't see her next to me. I'm not sure if she moved her piece yet. And then is that going to block me in if she's right next to me?
You can move through allies.
Okay. I would like to move further up. All I see is this like little triangle.
I had to zoom out. I couldn't see anything for a minute.
It's okay. So yeah, if you move to the left and then up, you should be able to see.
There's a slider at the top right of the screen that you can use to zoom in and out of the map.
Yep.
I'd like to cast. What the? Something's fucky. Give me 1 second. Cast. Can they take if I can find the ability.
You talking about what is it, like psychic blades?
Yeah. Can you take psychic damage? Which is intelligence, I guess.
Again, you don't know what he can and can't take. So yeah,
Gotcha.
if you want to go ahead and throw that, yeah, certainly can try.
Where do I find that at? Is that going to be under core?
Should be under, yeah. It's on the right side. right side. Basically, you're going to attack it with your normal weapon, and then you can expend 1 use of Bardic Inspiration to deal that extra damage. So you'll just make a either short sword or dagger attack. When you reach down to grab your weapon and draw it, though, you notice that at your belt, the Butcher's Bride is sitting there, latched into a ring on your belt.
Can I make the attack with the Butcher's Bride then?
Yep. Go ahead and click the Butcher's Bride attack, and then we'll just add 2d6 to it. All right. So as you swing the blade in, this creature moves its shield deftly to block the attack, and then pushes away to cause your hand to kind of ratchet out backwards. Seems to be very deft and defensive. Okay, moving to, unless you have anything else, you still have a bonus action if you wanted to give someone Bardic Inspiration, but your call.
I will hold off for now.
Okay. So then Borguk will go. He's going to move into position, standing in front of Lady Fi, and hold his axe up in a defensive posture. All right. Seems like whatever work they're engaged in, they're currently very, very busy with.
Yeah.
But that said, it's also kind of dark where you are. I'm assuming that your light.
I would like to use my lantern.
Okay. So as an action, you basically ready your lantern and can set it to your belt, so that you have your hands free still, and there should be light emanating from you now. And then you still have.
So wait, can't you don't have dark vision?
No, why would they?
Why? That's so stereotypical. Why would you assume that? That's really weird.
Let me double check. It's actually a good question.
I kind of thought her character would have dark vision though.
I don't know. Yeah, actually, that makes sense.
Yeah, they don't have it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that makes sense. I mean, they're not,
nocturnal.
I'm not
based
an
on
owl.
crows.
So can I move?
Yeah, you should be able to
I
move.
can just drag it to move. Okay.
Yeah. And then you'll want to select the select option on the top left. I think you're currently set on ruler.
I see.
Another thing you can do if you want to get closer is, as a bonus action, you can take the dash action because of your cunning action rogue feature. So you can actually move another 30 feet if you want.
Okay, so this guy that they're fighting right now, has anyone damaged him?
You don't know, and you can't see him right now because he's around a corner.
Oh, okay.
What you can see is that up ahead there appears to be that dragonborn that I mentioned, kind of in a defensive posture, a blonde-headed elf hiding in an alcove, and then a very slender and noble-looking elf who's standing there holding a censer. Do you know what a censer is? Like those weird incense burner devices.
Okay.
She looks like a priest, basically. Yeah.
Can I go into the alcove where the jar?
Mm-hmm. That would be this one here. That one has the lid knocked off it.
Which one is the one with the lid not knocked off of it?
The one directly adjacent to you, and then the ones at the far end. The only one that's knocked off is this one.
Okay. And are the people in the alcove with the vase?
No. The only person that's currently hiding in an alcove is the blonde-headed elf I mentioned.
Okay. I'm going to go into one of the alcoves, I guess.
And are you going to open up the thing and look inside?
And open it, yeah.
Okay. You pop it open, and inside there appears to be kind of this nasty-looking kind of reddish liquid with something kind of floating in it. It smells like brine, is the best way I can kind of describe it. But sitting inside of it, from what you can see, there's a glint of metal, and you're pretty sure it's platinum, which is more expensive than gold. Kind of sitting like it looks like it's attached to the whatever is in there.
Do I know? I don't know what the liquid is, right? Like if it's gross or whatever.
It smells bad, but you don't know if it's like poison or acid or anything like that. No.
Can I take the vase and just dump it out?
Yeah. You push it over.
The platinum.
You see the thing pop out, and it looks like it's kind of a pickled hand. And setting on the hand, on the ring finger, is a platinum band.
I'm going to take that.
Okay. You pull the platinum band off. Just put platinum ring on your inventory. All right.
And then, can I just kind of peek over from the alcove to see what everyone else is doing?
Yeah, keep an eye out. So it looks like whatever they're fighting is around the corner to the left, to the north there. And then I would say you'd probably be hanging out in this alcove here.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Kelder. You hear a splashing sound come from behind you, and don't really care what's going on there. You are focused intently on whatever this being is engaging your allies around the corner there.
Can I draw a weapon as part of making a spell attack?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay, because I want to basically firebolt him and then draw a weapon as I move into a position closer.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Firebolt on him, and then I'm going to draw my rapier and move into position over there by Talos.
Makes sense.
Davos.
Let me see that spell attack. Yeah, that hits. Give me the damage. Okay. Just kind of glances against the neck, and it lights up the face for a moment for those who are engaging with him. And inside, all you see is kind of it looks like a skull that has had the flesh pulled back, onto it. So it looks like the flesh is kind of just the only thing that remains attached to the skull underneath. It's gross, is what I'm trying to say. It's real gross.
Yeah, that's not.
All right, Oris, it's your up.
Gonna rage the bonus action, and then reckless attack with long.
Yes. All right, that'll hit. Long roar is non-magical, correct?
Yeah, it's non-magical.
Okay.
I don't have anything magical. What you on about, John?
So you've actually seen yourself perform pretty regularly, cutting hay dummies or even opponents clean in half with a good axe swing. You slam him right in the shoulder, thinking you're going to lop that arm clean off. It buries into it a bit, but it stops. Some force seems to kind of cause the blade to just stop. As you pull it back and away, it takes a little bit of force to yank it out of the flesh. And when you do, you start to see this black liquid start draining out instead of blood. There's now a certain smell that's kind of present there. And the best way I can kind of describe it is gross. Gross. It's real gross. It's real gross.
It's mega gross.
Yeah, but that's my turn.
Okay. All right. Looks like I got a bunch of people on me. So let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna smash the elf in the face with a longsword. 16 probably doesn't hit.
Can I say something to Oris?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just gonna tell Oris to grab the sword on my back.
Okay.
The one that I picked up earlier. Just use that sword.
The magic one.
I like to help you smack you in the face.
Well, real quick, does a 16 hit your AC, Chad?
It does, but I'm gonna use shield.
Okay. You see the blade kind of snap out at the blonde-headed elf, and then a pulse of blue energy block it. And then it will smash into Davos with its fist, kind of just punching him with the sword hand. 23 hits. Murph, go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw. Failure. So you'll take 8 necrotic damage, and then you'll also take 8 off the top of your maximum hit point total. So yeah, it should say hit point max, and yeah, you got it. Okay, cool. And then, so it basically punches you with its fist, sword in hand, and when it does so, you can kind of feel this leeching energy kind of drain through you. All right, Lady Fi.
I'm gonna cast False Life on myself.
Okay.
Sorry, I left my
Yeah, if you click.
clicker at home.
It's D8 right? For I think.
I passed at level 1.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's like 1d8. Oh, sorry, 1d4 plus 4. Okay. If you just want to roll d4.
Okay, so it didn't actually.
Yeah, it's silly like that.
D4.
And then what you'll want to do, just one. So it'll be 1d4 plus 4. So you should have
Okay, let me try.
7 with the first d4 roll. You see how when you select your token, there's like a green circle? Do you see that, Stephanie? Okay, just put your temporary hit points in that slot.
7.
7, yep. Okay, that's it for you. Davos?
I'm gonna go with that. What do I? I'm gonna use Tasha's Hideous Laughter on it.
Okay. All right. Saving throw for me. All right. So the situation looks very serious. Kate, as you're looking on and watching it, there's like battle just going on and on. You see the half elf that you don't know yet just kind of say some words, and then he kind of tells a joke. And Murph, what is that joke?
I didn't think that far ahead.
Top of your head.
Between a fish and a piano.
I don't know. I can't think of anything.
The cheesier the better.
What's the difference between a fish and a
What
piano?
did the
You
dad
can't tune a
bison
fish.
say to his child as he left for school?
Wait, what?
What did the dad bison say to his son when he left for school?
I don't know.
You're adopted.
Son.
You're adopted.
Anyways, the point of the matter is he tells a really bad joke, and it apparently sticks with the creature that they're fighting. You start hearing this, and he drops to the ground, laughing. So the creature is prone.
Am I able to attack anymore or no?
That's your action to Tasha's.
Okay.
Borga will, seeing the situation kind of unfolding, but seeing that you're taking a defensive posture, kind of look to you for confirmation, but then kind of hold his position because there isn't really anywhere for him to go anyways. All right. Burb time. There's one alcove to the south of you that hasn't been knocked over. Nobody's investigated that. I'll say that at the same time as you picking the ring off the hand in the jar, you're also able to grab the silver dagger as well, which looks like it might fetch a fair price too. If you're alcove hunting, do you want to do the one south of you or do you want to do the one north of you? And then if you're not doing that, what would you like to do?
Do I have a finesse weapon on me?
Yeah.
Does the dagger count?
The dagger will, and so does the scimitar.
The scimitar counts too. Okay. Well, I feel like my only way to get out of this area is to help them because I do not want to stay in here. So, can I?
Yeah.
Can I? What?
Well, I was gonna say if you want,
Like run up to the dude.
yeah, you're gonna circle around these individuals and get to where he's at.
Yeah.
I would say you'd end up here, and to get there, you'll need to use your bonus action to dash again.
Yeah.
That said, real quick, Oris, you've already confirmed that she's kind of legit. You're not treating her as hostile, right?
Correct. Doris is risking it for a biscuit.
Davos,
Not like she can kill it.
you see this individual who's been described to you kind of rush past Oris, and Oris seems to treat her as an ally. Do you do the same?
Yep.
And then last but not least, Kelder, you see this individual you don't know charging past you. The other two seem to treat her as an ally, even though you've never met her or seen her before. Do you do the same?
Yeah, I couldn't attack her if I wanted to. I already used my reaction.
Perfect. So
Okay.
dart over there, and then take the
Can
scimitar.
I sneak attack with the
Yeah.
scimitar?
And also, because you're attacking a prone target with a melee weapon, you already have advantage. So what you'll want to do here is when you make your attack roll, I believe the scimitar's name is it's the first option up above. It's listed as
The grandmother.
correct. If you right below that, it says global damage modifier. If you check mark the sneak attack, so there's a check mark in the little box to the left of the word sneak attack, it'll apply this.
In my character sheet.
Yep, in the middle there, like beneath your hit points, there's like a box that has like a list of attacks. If you select sneak attack and then click on the word grandmother, it should throw the attack with sneak attack applied.
Oh, I see. When I click on the item, it just makes me rename it. Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So you have advantage, which means you take the higher of the 2 dice rolled, so 20. 20 hits its AC. Your sneak attack damage on it will be 5, and then your slashing damage with the blade is 7, so you deal a total of 12.
Woo.
All right. You watch her come in and basically just bring the blade down, cut across its chest. Unlike the axe blade, it seems to just cut through muscle and tendon like butter, like a hot knife through butter. And she kind of just carves up a really decent, cut across his chest. Yeah, solid hit. But he's not dead, but he's also not laughing. Basically, he's like, ho, ho, ho. You're like, ha ha, ching. And he's like, oh, shit.
Sorry, buddy.
This got serious really quick.
Does he bleed on me, or?
Right at him.
No, the flick of the blade causes the black grossness to kind of just shoot off to the side.
Cool.
Kelder.
I'm gonna draw an attack with my short sword and then offhand attack with my rapier.
Real quick though, free action for flavor. Make a history check for me. Really good. So the sword that this shadowy individual just swung, you know the name of it. You know a bit about it too. The weapon's known as the Grandmother. It's an elvish weapon that was created by, according to what you know, Talvi Madramic, the goddess of winter. It was passed down through the Madramic line for some time until in the Second Era it was lost. And presumed to have been taken to the far north reaches of the province of Vendar.
So he pulls out his short sword and then starts stabbing at this guy on the ground with his short sword and his rapier, and he goes, Hey, that's not yours!
It's not yours either.
The first attack with my short sword does a 23 hit.
Yes.
7 damage.
Non-magical.
Yep.
Okay, next attack.
22 hits.
Go ahead and damage.
That'll be 1 damage.
Okay. Okay, so as you kind of slam the short sword down and are kind of looking up at her, you then turn back to the target you're attacking because you expected the knife or the point of the blade to kind of sink a bit more than it did, but it hit flesh and kind of stopped, and you kind of lean in on it just to do a little bit more, and then you pull that away and stab with the rapier, and it just kind of goes bink, like off of the flesh, like it doesn't even go through. But you just watched as that sword just, like, it doesn't seem to have any issues carving through the flesh, whereas...
I think I know enough about magic to know that some things don't
Yeah.
do well with normal weapons.
Plus, if that weapon's as old as you think it is, it's probably quite powerful. All right, Oris.
Gonna reach forwards, grab the sword off Kelder's back, and then just in the same swing, just swing it down.
You're just dropping the great axe as you do.
Yeah, just dropping the great axe on the ground.
Okay.
Accidentally chopping his head.
A clatter clang as the great axe hits the ground, draws the sword, and then brings it down. Go ahead and make your attack. Did you already key in the longsword statistics? Okay, treat it as a +1 longsword. Just drag and drop it onto your character sheet.
Give me a second, I had it open in another tab.
Sure.
Do you have a shield equipped, or are you going to use 2 hands for this one?
2 hands, because I don't have a shield.
Seems to be a style anyway. That'll work. And you're not raging right now, right?
No, I am.
Oh, okay. So that'll be 8 + 2, so 10.
Woo.
All right. Yeah, solid cut. It seems to work as well as the stranger scimitar. Carving up flesh, kind of. It validates you for a moment, though. You're kind of like, the great axe didn't do too great. Try a different weapon, and you're like, that's better. That's so much better.
He's gonna say in Parnan, "Fuck you," just as he swings, just in Parnan because he's recognized as Parnan.
He kind of stumbles to the side wall, and you see him kind of like drop his sword off to the side and start kind of lifting himself up off of the ground. As he's doing so, he kind of turns his back just a little bit to you guys, and you see that on his belt, hanging from a leather thong, is a similar vial to... he's not wearing a leather... you know what I mean? He's wearing a vial. The vial appears to be a bluish colored liquid, similar to the vials you found last session. As he finally stands up, he looks to the targets here and realizes Oris is probably the biggest, at least physically largest threat, and he will attempt to attack with the only weapon he has now, his fist. You can only do so once, so no multi-attack. Actually, he can still multi-attack. Alright, so first attack will hit a 23 AC. Give me a con saving throw. Whoops. Okay, so you're just taking 7 necrotic damage. You're not taking it off the top. And then he's going to
That's
use...
half, isn't it? Because
No. Oh, wait, Bear, yes. Bear's everything but psychic, right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're good. And then...
Three?
it's okay, don't
That's
worry about
three or
it.
four?
Half of 7 would be 4. And then
Thought I'd check.
he'll use his other attack to attempt to shove you down with his shield. So make a strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics. Okay. He manages to best you. So I rolled a crit. So
Oh.
you kind of like, F you, and then you see the weird vial and kind of sets you off. He spins around and slaps you in the face with dark energy, and you're like, ah, and then a shield, ba-dunk, and you get knocked to the ground. Lady Fi.
Is he still alive after that, or?
Well, I mean, he was never alive to start. He's undead, but yes, he's still...
Not him.
Oris? Oh, he's fine.
Okay.
He just got bitch slapped.
I mean, he did get slapped like a stupid, uppity child.
Oh.
That one was too personal, John.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
I don't know if this is a smart idea. I kind of want to try using like the sword on him, but
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, you can attack
That's
him
wise.
from 2 positions. You can either attack him through this corner, which is probably best, or you can move into Oris' square since he's prone, attack from that position, and then move back into that position. You won't take an opportunity attack because you're still threatening.
Okay, so I could potentially go to the better position to attack and then move back to
Correct.
kind of be okay. I'll do that then.
Okay, so you'll end up in this square, so just move your token there, and then throw me a sword attack.
Right here, correct?
That's right.
Sorry, I left my mouse at work again, so...
It's okay. Trackpad. Kate, your eye is very keen towards treasure and things that look like they're expensive.
Oh yeah, I
You-
want those vials.
You
I want
see
that
the
vial.
priest lady pull out a dagger, and the dagger appears to be made out of gem, like a gemstone. Like the whole blade is just
Ooh.
a solid, just beautiful
Gem.
blue gem. And then the handle is golden with gemstones set in it. I'll show you a picture here. Hold on.
Yeah, I want that.
I want all of those things, please. The sword.
Ooh.
Wasn't Ravis going to make the sword?
I don't know.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. What did you say, Stephanie?
What was I rolling? I didn't.
Oh, you should have an option in your attack characteristics up in the middle there that says the sword or dagger, one or the other. And
Oh, okay. I have dagger.
Yep.
Is that okay?
Click that one. Okay, that'll hit. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. You all kind of like slash back away. You see Oris get toppled, and then Lady Fi kind of steps out over in like a defensive posture over Oris and brings the dagger into this creature's just chest area. She misses, but hits it in the face instead. As she does so, the yellow lights of the creature's eyes kind of go dark and turn blue for a moment. And as you kind of dig the blade in and pull it away, the creature just falls to the ground, leaking that weird, smelly black ichor. It's dead.
Again.
Oh, and,
I like to follow up by hitting it, stabbing it again.
and again and again and again.
How much of that ichor am I covered in? Because I was under it.
You smell terrible now.
A bit.
He's not terrible.
It didn't smell great to begin with.
After bashing this thing to death and making sure it's quite dead, which it is, you all would note that it being terminated, it has a shield, a helm, kind of loose patchings of scale armor, its sword that it dropped off to the side, and that strange vial on its belt.
And its leather thong.
Oh right, also a leather thong.
Oris takes the phone.
How many
Wear this like.
how many DKP do I have?
What's that?
DKP, dragon killing points.
What?
That's I don't know. I wasn't sure how much you played in certain games. That's what they used to decide who got loot was DKP.
I gotcha. I would say that it's all up to you guys on that. If you want to do it on a merit system, that's perfectly fine.
What kind of sword was that? Was it just a long sword?
Another longsword, yeah.
Was it
Generally,
just a regular?
It
I
appears
think
to
you
be.
can pick up whatever you want, but we're going to pool it all together at the end.
Yeah.
Oris
Oh,
And
shield.
we're going to divvy it up based on what's most useful to who.
Yeah.
one last thing. I apologize. It does have a longbow on its back and a set of 19 arrows.
Oris is actually doing the shield.
One of the arrows in the quiver has a white tassel hanging from the back end of it.
I'm going to go ahead and take that bow and arrows.
Sure. The elves in the group immediately know what the white tassel means. Basically, elves have a messaging system. So if you engage an individual and you don't want to fight them, you'll fire the white tassel arrow so that they can see that you are not a threat, but you are present. Instead of just walking up to somebody and saying hi and getting killed, you fire the tassel arrow, and that's what that's for. Anyway.
Let's take a look at
that vial.
You grab the vial?
Yeah.
Okay. She pulls the leather thong off of the belt of the creature, and she holds the vial, kind of looking at it. You guys do not know who she is, but she seems kind of like invested in it. The liquid that you see, and let me give you another fun handout. This is the azure substance. So this is what it looks like.
Pretty.
that's the T virus.
Let's call that pretty.
We have some of these, don't we?
Correct. You have one that has black fluid, and one that has emerald colored fluid.
Can I read what's like? Is the inscribing mean anything, or can I read it?
You would know that they're not. It doesn't look like it's actually like a language. It looks like they're just kind of artistic flares that have been placed onto it.
Okay.
Is
But-
the shield just a basic shield?
Sorry, hold on. Kate, make an intelligence check for me, because you actually might have a different angle on this one. I'd say you'd have advantage for it. In actuality, what you're getting from these markings is they're not like artistic flares. If you were to set this into the right place, you think that whatever you'd set it into would treat these as basically keyholes. Like it would collect onto it and hold it in place.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna yoink that then. Before anyone else grabs it. Just like, hey, that's mine, by the way.
I think everyone's basically invested on the creature laying on the ground, and they're watching as the new person picks up something and just kind of like puts it in her pocket, seemingly uncaring of anybody's opinions on the matter.
Thanks for that, guys. That's what I get for helping.
I mean, I know where it's at, and I know if it comes up, I know exactly where to find it. So, Kelder has the other two.
But I just want to make sure. I'm trying to stress the awkwardness of the fact that.
Yeah, I know. It's
don't know
but just
her.
very nonchalantly, like, I know exactly what I'm doing. Confidence is everything.
Okay, so
Oris is going to ask the group if we can take a short rest. I'm quite low and I would quite like to use my hit die.
Well, your hit point maximum has been reduced, so how do we recover from that?
I assume a long rest or something like that at some point.
the only person who'd have any idea on that matter would be Lady Fi. And if you want to roll a religion check, Stephanie, you can try and figure out a little bit more about the creature that you've just dispatched. What'd you get?
Do I say the one on the left is a 12, the other one's 21?
12. We'll go. Oh, actually, we'll go 21 because of your Grave Pact. You look at the creature and recognize, based on what you're seeing, that the creature is what's known as a wight. Wights have the ability to drain the life from the living and are actually sentient enough to have thoughts and rationale. The creature now being dead, you can't really have a conversation with it, but you assume that it's not the mindless undead variety. It's not like a zombie or something like that. It had purpose, it had reason, and it obviously had some tactical cunning in what you saw of it. That said, you would know that the wound that has been inflicted upon Oris and also Davos, I think, it can be healed if you cast a spell called Lesser Restoration. One option, I believe. And option 2 is... I'm trying to remember... Sorry, my computer's lagging. Hold on.
So that White had thoughts and feelings. What if he was just trying to put himself through Ghost College, guys, and we killed him?
Screw college.
We try not to think about that.
Yeah.
Should have turned to tricks.
If you take a long rest, you can recover the damage, the draining that's been implemented. So you would know that.
Well, I don't have that spell yet.
So a long rest seems to be the goal.
But I'm currently on 12 HP, so if we could take a short rest just so I can get away from that, even with...
Well, why don't you drink all those health potions you ordered?
I'm trying to save them for you guys, because I drank 2 of them.
If it's my turn, I don't think anybody grabbed the helmet. I would grab the...
Okay. You grab the helmet.
Place it on my head.
Okay. It smells pretty bad on the interior, to be sure. And you actually, what you realize is when you pull it off of the head, it looks like it's kind of, the skin looks like it's been peeled off the top. And when you look inside the helmet, you see that that's where the top of the head is.
Gross.
Well, it's going on. I'm putting it on.
Let me see that helmet real quick.
You said a bunch of
You
words.
clean it?
I'm still putting it on my head. If you let Kelder see it, I'm assuming you're going to press it, right?
Yeah, press the digitation, clean it.
Yep.
Okay. I'll let him clean it.
I make it smell minty fresh. It smells like a brand new fucking car inside.
It does
What's
indeed.
a car?
I'm just saying, to try and describe the feeling.
What's funny is you say that, but in the South they actually have auto carriages. But anyways,
It smells like a brand new auto carriage.
the helmet, you place it upon your head, smells great. Now it fits.
As the black ichor runs down my face.
No,
I cleaned all that out.
clean it out.
Okay.
But it is.
I
Heavy.
thought he just made it smell nice.
It is heavy. It rests nicely, but it still has kind of a weight to it. Your presumption is that it's been sitting on the crown of this individual for some long time, and that's why the head kind of cemented to the top there. That said, fits nice. Doesn't really add anything to your armor or anything. You just have a cool helmet.
It doesn't go with my ensemble. That's why I'm wearing it.
It definitely stands out.
It's a statement helmet.
As Oris is kind of
really dressed dandy with like this super hardcore metal helmet on.
Like when you play an MMO,
Just found a sweet new store called Hot Topic.
When your character shows up in a cutscene.
you just have one good piece of armor that you found, and like everything else is just basic.
yeah.
Right? Exactly that.
So as you peel the item off, and Oris, you're complaining about hurting, and Fi is kind of wondering how that's going to work. Calder, is there anything you want to look at or investigate while that's happening to give everybody a good rotation?
Yeah, so after cleaning off that helmet, I'm going to step over here and check out this alcove.
Sure.
So these look like statues, not like sarcophagi.
So yeah, they look like the walls actually been carved in kind of a relief style, but they are statue like proportions. They kind of set out of the wall. They're all of them that you passed are hooded figures, presumably human, with the hoods kind of drawn down, and then each one of them has the stone pot, and silver dagger.
Okay, I want to check out the pot and dagger in this alcove, but I also want to know if there's like any sort of historic significance to these figures, and if I can maybe figure out.
Okay. Sure. Make a religion check, actually.
Nah.
You're not sure. It definitely has some sort of religious significance because it seems to have been done in each of these alcoves, but you're not sure what it is.
How many alcoves are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total.
Okay.
Okay, so as I check the dagger and the pot in this alcove, I'm going to ask Fi if she knows anything about these statues.
Okay. And is it your intent to look into that as well, Stephanie? Okay. Go ahead and make a religion check. While you're doing that, what is Kate? What's your character doing? Of course, you don't know anybody here's name. You don't know them, and I mean, it looks like whatever they were fighting, that's handled. That situation's over.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey guys, where are we? I can talk to them, right? Since I have the sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
So
can-
they understand me, and we can.
You can speak in
communicate.
Elvish. So yeah, normally, like with your normal tongue, you kind of have to, copy stuff. But with the sword, you can speak in Elvish.
Okay. Wait. So is everyone in, who's else? So can I talk to everyone basically, or just elf people?
People who can understand the language of elves. Yeah.
So
Can
I actually feel
everyone?
like I wouldn't have understood her earlier.
Well, the way she said what she said, it kind of sounded like it was like a pre-recorded message, anyways. So she could have said that. I'm sure she's been in a number of situations where she's asked people not to butcher her. So
Yeah.
she's probably.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
I'm not chicken.
I know Fi is an elf, so I turn towards her and just say, "Where are we? What's happening here? Are you guys hostile?"
We're not hostile unless someone else is hostile to us.
I mean, I'm not trying to do anything, so I just want to get out of here. Can I join you guys until we get out of whatever chamber we're in?
No. Made enough friends. I'm done.
Well, I have plenty of use skills. I can help you guys out. Can I just be like, hey, yeah, let me look at that alcove real quick? Can I? There's like
Yeah.
stuff there, right?
So-
Can I be like, oh, I'm useful. I can, because there's text there, isn't there, or something? In the
Yeah.
alcove.
Well, in the alcove, there's no text. There's the
There's no text.
there's the jar, the dagger,
Oh.
and then the statue. Which all the statues are basically the same. You already
I thought there was
have
like an inscription on the jar or something.
no.
Oh, okay.
when you kind of reflect on it, you do see that there are markings on it, not really writing.
Okay.
Similar in kind to the vial you're now holding in your hand. It looks like they're just kind of artistic pieces that have been added to it, flourishes. But when you look down to the dagger in the alcove that this elf is looking at, you do realize that there is a marking on the dagger. And when you kind of look at the dagger that you peeled out of the alcove you went into, you see that yours has a marking as well. And it looks like the one that you have in your pocket. Bear with me here. Just making sure I'm giving you the right information.
Oh yeah, I picked up the dagger too, right?
Mm-hmm. So it
that.
it looks like it has a symbol on it, and the symbol on the one that you pocketed is a square with a small sunburst symbol in the center of it. The one you're currently looking at, 2, 3, is a pentagon with a small sun symbol in it.
Okay.
And if you go to each of the daggers, what you'll end up finding is that it's a hexagon for the southernmost, it's a square for the one you picked up. It looks like a star pattern, like a sun shape, with the sun shape in the center of it. Triangle, my brain pentagon, and then the last one is a circle with a symbol in it.
Okay. Good.
All right.
Okay, well, guys, I have this dagger with some symbols on it. It looks like you guys kind of need it, so let me join your party, and I'll let you use this dagger. I mean, I'm going to keep the dagger, but I'll let you guys use it. It seems like we need that to go out.
There's 5 alcoves, right?
6.
Okay, well, I think at the very least, if every alcove has a dagger, I think everybody could take a dagger, including the Dragonborn.
Yeah.
And so what's in the pot in this alcove?
Yeah, real quick. If you're looking at that alcove, I'll get to you here in a second. And that's the one with the circle dagger. But when you look into the pot, it's empty, but for a small just shock of linen, just like a small like strip of linen. And that piece of linen has... my brain, hold on a second. That piece of linen has kind of etchings on it, but it looks like it was etched with blood. So over time, it looks like it's kind of bled out, and the words are kind of hard to distinguish. But the writing looks like it was written in Old Osirian.
Someone put a square on my face.
Sorry, that was me on accident.
Yeah, it's like that challenge where people throw slices of cheese at their babies.
I was trying to draw the shapes on the alcoves, but
Yeah.
Like you're just like, hey, think fast, slap.
Jeez. But that said, that's what that alcove has. We're going to go through each one individually. I'll just explain to you what's in each, and you can decide where it goes. But first, before I get to that, select the item and then delete it. Just click the delete.
Well, I'm going to take that dagger and that piece of linen, and I'm going to try and read it.
I got it. Okay. Deal with you here in a second. Stephanie rolled a religion check a while ago, and I just want to make sure she gets the information she needs. She rolled really well. So from what you're seeing here, this doesn't have too much of a terribly crazy religious significance. Sometimes in human crypts and like old mausoleums, they'll leave silver daggers because sometimes undead that are spawned through just natural methods are weak to silver daggers. Silver weaponry is beneficial against them. That's the main religious significance. What the thing that's kind of keying into your brain is more significant is that each of the daggers have the same symbols that you saw kind of out and about. But you notice that the sun symbol in the center of each of those little symbols is a very old religious symbol. It's the religious symbol for the god Atavius before the cross of Atavius was set up as its main marker, because Atavius is a sun god. The alcoves, real quick. The top one, silver dagger, and inside of it the note. The next one, inside it silver dagger, and then inside it rubies. The next one, dagger, inside it azurites, which are small blue stones. Then the citrines, then the weird blood hand, and the very last one, the one at the very bottom. Inside of it is just what appear to be small glass beads that are kind of shaped like eyeballs.
What was in the first one?
The very, very top one was a weird missive that's written in blood.
Blood. Missive?
Yeah, writing. Blood writing.
Okay. And then the symbols?
Yeah, so the symbols from the top down, it was circle. Hold on a second. So it'll be circle, 5-sided shape, pentagon.
A star?
A
pentagon.
Yeah, like a...
One.
Yeah, then triangle.
Shapes are hard.
Then triangle, then larger star shape, then square, and then hexagon.
8. Okay.
Okay? All right. That said, there looks like there's a passageway that goes up and around to the north there. And there's also a passageway that leads to the west. And also, another note for the people who are still present from last session, there's still the pit in the room that you were just in that goes down into who knows what, and then there's still the alcoves up above in the main chamber where you entered in from the beginning. There's a lot of stuff that has been missed. I'm just making sure that you are aware your options that you have.
I say continue going north.
Okay.
We get all the daggers because
Yes.
I don't know. It seems okay. All right.
Also, whilst they were all faffing with that, was that enough time for a short rest?
Yeah, so I'm assuming you guys are taking some time. And then if you go up to the north there, just kind of to have a quick look, inside you would see that it's a small 15 by 15 room off to the side, and inside there's a treasure chest. Not too dissimilar from the one that you found upstairs with a sword in it.
Does this one, that one didn't have the sword in it. We got that sword from the statue.
Correct. Sorry. What did
Is
this...
this treasure chest locked?
It does appear to have a locking mechanism on it, correct.
Keller sticks his head back around the corner and he says, "Bird!"
Yo, what? What up?
I think this is, I think this requires your expertise.
Borgu
I
says,
see.
"You're just assuming a lot. You think she's good at stealing and stuff? Just because of the way she looks? That's terrible."
Saying
No, just because of her casually snatching things.
she
Yeah.
should have.
Quick fingers.
And she's taking like
Wait, so what's over there that you're calling me for again? There's the little, like a note or something. Sorry, I
No,
forgot.
he went around the corner to look into over here, and he says there's a treasure chest in there that has a lock,
Okay. Oh, okay.
and they think you can do something about it.
Yeah, I'll be right over there. And then I go and grab. Can I go in the corridor with the rubies
Yeah.
and take those and the dagger?
Okay. So just very non-casually, like, yeah, I'll be right there. Just reaches into the ruby jar and just starts pulling those out and putting into her coin purse.
Yeah.
There's a total of 15 rubies in there, and each one is worth 25 gold pieces.
Should I mark that in my inventory?
Yeah.
Like how much they're worth?
25 apiece.
20.
Well, I
Okay,
think
and then I
this-
get another dagger.
Yeah, if they haven't been collected. It sounded like they were collecting daggers, though.
Did you guys collect that dagger?
Yeah,
Because
so
I know
if
you
you,
said Stephanie said to go around and collect the daggers, but
yeah, I think she was basically doing that.
Okay.
Is that right, Stephanie?
I didn't know it was me because
Okay. Well, then someone has them. We'll just say, Kate, for just simplicity's sake, you have 2 of them, and
what symbols does this dagger have?
we'll say that you have the. Oh, you do this to me.
Because I have one with a square and a
Yep.
sunburst.
So those are the 2 you have.
They both have a square and a sunburst?
No, one. Well, oh, sorry. You have a square. It's a square with a sunburst in it. I apologize. The one where the rubies were located, it's double sunburst. So big sunburst and then little sunburst inside.
Okay.
And then
and then I'll go help him with I'll go into that room, I guess.
okay, then we'll say Stephanie, you have 2 as well. Just for simplicity's sake, we'll say you have the triangle and the hexagon. And then Davos, you'll have the other two, and we'll say that you have the circle and the pentagon.
Oris sat there on the floor as they all walk around talking to the bird. It's just gonna nod to himself and just go, "It's really rude that they keep talking in a language I don't know."
Oh yeah, he can't understand us.
Oh yeah, but if you want to and reply to him just for hilarity, he just said, "I don't know." You could just say in his voice back to him the same
Oh
thing.
yeah. Can I just be like, "Caca"?
She clucks at you.
I caw at him, not cluck.
Sorry, I apologize.
They're very different. They're completely different birds, dude.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
I'm so sorry. So,
Where do I add these daggers at? That's what I want to know.
notate them in your
One in each alcove.
notate them in your character sheet by when you go down to your inventory at the very bottom. You should see a plus symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Just hit the plus symbol and then type in dagger and then write in the description of the symbol. But that said, the treasure chest, if that's the thing that you're wanting to engage in at this point, Kate, go ahead and on the bottom left of your sheet, there should be a setup that says tools. And you should have one that's listed as thieves tools. If you click that, it'll say ability used, and you'll want to select dexterity and then hit OK. And then it should roll a dexterity thieves tools check. If you're there. I don't know if she's there. I think she went away for a second. Okay, so then we'll deal with other matters.
The shield's just a plain shield, yes?
The shield is the one that he had. Yeah, it's just a plain shield. That's right.
Thought so. Yeah. Or was it just staring into it?
Okay. And then the sword he had was also a plain sword, and his scale armor wasn't even a full set of scale. The helm's been taken, and the vial's been taken.
I'm gonna let Oris hang on to that magical sword. It seems to be doing him well.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I can use a shield now.
Kate, if you'll do me a favor and on the left side of your character sheet, down a bit, you should see a section that says
Yes.
tools. You're looking for thieves tools. If you click that, it'll give you options, and you want to select dexterity, and then click OK. All right. So she spends a little bit of time trying to unlock the mechanism here, and has a bad time of it. She doesn't seem to be able to open the treasure chest. What would you like to do with the chest?
Can I just kick it in anger?
If you want to try and force it, yeah, you can go ahead and make a strength athletics check. Athletics is in the
Do I
skills.
just-
Should be able to just click the word athletics in your skills section and it'll roll it.
Skills.
Mhm.
What do I roll?
The word athletics. It should be the fourth option down on your skills listing. And if you just
Intelligence?
no.
No, it's skills.
Yeah,
On the character sheet, right?
yeah, and then it's so those are your abilities on the left side. Just inside a little bit more underneath saving throws.
I see.
Yeah.
Which one?
Athletics.
Ooh, mine's -1. I don't think that's gonna work though.
Give it a go. See what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, you kick it, and you kind of feel a throbbing in your foot. Seems to be pretty strong. Bit of a hefty
Hearing the
chest.
thud, Oris is gonna just shout, "Are we smashing stuff?"
Can I just mimic him?
We can smack
Oh,
him.
I need the SpongeBob meme font.
Well, if it's based on mimicry, if at any time you want to mimic someone, just do the thing that you would do if you were genuinely trying to annoy someone. Just say what they say back and try and mimic their voice. So if you wanted to say smashing stuff, that would totally be okay and would be like top level
Oh,
role
it's smashing
playing.
stuff now.
You hear your own voice come back from the chamber. And you don't have to repeat everything they say. So like, are we smashing stuff now? You can reply back, smashing stuff now, in his voice.
Are we killing birds now?
Now.
I'm just gonna leave that one on its own.
Do you come around the chamber slightly annoyed? Are you gonna smash it, Lewis?
Oh, hell yeah. Picking up the
Athletics.
great axe to swing with that. Oh,
Yeah, you don't think attacking it's going to do much. It's more of a forcing. Okay. You get down there and grab a hold of the two sides of the lock and kind of give everyone like a look like, yeah, I got this. And then it pops loudly. But the second it does, you feel things start to enter into your hands.
Oof.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
All right. You take 1 point of piercing damage, and you seem to resist whatever poison was just injected into your body. You look down at your hand and kind of see this weird green liquid and kind of shake your hands.
don't touch that. And I'm going to look inside the chest and see what's inside.
Sure. Inside, there's very similar to the chest up above, basically a smattering of torn and old clothing. And sitting inside of the chest proper is a dagger. This one is apparently made out of silver as well, but there are gemstones all throughout it, and the hilt of it has a starburst symbol at the pommel.
I'll pick it up and chuck it to Kelda.
Okay. It's a dagger. It looks like it's a bit more ornate. It doesn't appear to be magical from what you can tell, but it looks like it's probably worth something. All right. So from that point, you guys have explored this main chamber here, this hallway here. Just as a group, do you want to continue to the west or head back south to the other chambers you haven't investigated?
So I'm sorry. Did we open the chest?
Yep. Ornate,
I've
cool-looking
seen
dagger.
Nifty.
Cool
And-
dagger.
So she walked away with that one too.
No,
That's fun.
you were given it by Oris. Oris gave it to you.
Oh, nice, sweet.
I'd say we head west.
Okay. That's one vote.
Did we empty out the rest of the pots?
Yeah.
No, we didn't. Is this
We
map
should go ahead and
like,
just do that.
is this map facing north
Yes.
in the game? Okay.
If I would be willing to let Oris hold on to all that loot. He
Okay.
just wants to go around and scoop out all the other pots.
Yeah, the only other article that you hadn't grabbed at this point was the citrines, which there are a total of 15. Oh, and the azurites. The citrines are worth
What
5
about
gold.
the beads?
Yeah, the eyes.
The eye beads.
Yeah, those aren't worth really much of anything, but there are 15 of them.
Oh. Can I have them? They're shiny.
How
No,
much?
but-
How many citrines and
15.
are they?
And they're worth 5 gold pieces apiece. And then there are also 15 azurites, and they're worth 10 gold pieces apiece. And then the rubies have been taken. The eye
By
gems, or
someone.
the eye marbles, are they don't look like they're worth much of anything. They're just glass beads, really.
Can I have them then?
Yeah, you got them. So just put eye marbles.
15?
15 of them, yeah. And then what was the other stuff? I think you got it all.
Diamonds?
Azurites and the citrines.
There were no diamonds. Nice try.
I think
There
it was
the blood
diamonds.
missive and
Yeah.
the rubies.
You've got
and
the
then the-
rubies.
The hand with the
The ring.
ring that I took.
Did you put the ring in your pocket or did you put the ring on?
No, I put it on.
Okay. Good note. All right. And then you
Or
guys
is he
just
going to take the hand?
you just engaged in a short rest as well, right? So
So we could probably just hunker down in this room with the treasure chest.
yeah, for a short rest. That said, at the end of the short rest, Kate, your character will basically identify what the ring does. It's a ring of protection. So it adds +1 to your armor class and +1 to your saving throws.
Nice.
And then, do I have to do anything to change that, or do you?
I'm gonna go ahead and just add it onto you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What about that dagger?
Which one? The really nice one?
Yeah.
It's not magical, but it's worth 250 gold.
Do I know if the sword has anything else to it, or if it's just +1?
Just +1.
Not like I can make it burst into flames. No,
Nothing
Nothing
crazy
cool.
like that.
screw you all. All your cool stuff.
I'm sure if you put enough fire on it, I mean, and yourself, it could work, maybe. That said,
Oops, sorry about that.
if you're down any number of hit points, you can spend hit dice, but I don't think anybody besides Oris was really wounded outside of lowering of maximum hit points. So that's it.
And I'm back to max health.
That happened to me too.
Yeah, but you can't regenerate those hit points until you take a long rest. Okay, you're heading west, right?
That's my vote.
Oops.
Davos, you're kind of in charge of the operation here. So if you have ideas of going anywhere else or backtracking to see what you've missed, just let me know.
I'll go with. I think is everybody fine with pushing ahead instead of backtracking?
Yeah, we got all the urns.
Okay.
Yeah, we can check all the spots we missed on the way out.
If there's a way out, if we circle back.
No, I'm saying even if this is just like a dead end, we'll just have to backtrack anyways.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm saying like if it's not a dead end and it doesn't circle, but we'll just keep pushing ahead.
Well, I mean, I doubt this thing goes on forever.
You're missing what I'm saying, but
I doubt
Okay, okay, all right. Yeah,
We exit another area, I think is what he means. Like,
Right.
Even then, we could just turn around and backtrack.
You guys have said the same thing like 3, maybe 4 times. The only person who's not on the same page is Chad. So that said, I'm going to move you to the next section. As you progress, I've put you into a marching order. I assumed that the front two would be Borgu and Horus. And then behind them...
Can I be in the back?
You can?
Yeah, we'll trade places.
you really want her in the back?
I mean, I personally am not comfortable with this creature because I think it's a grave robber and
Yeah.
I don't trust it. So
Yeah. So
What grave robbers at the moment?
we should always have the cleric in the back. Basically, she's gonna keep us alive if shit hits the fan.
That's why she should be in the middle.
once something comes up behind us, then
Yeah, that's why she should be in the middle.
Right, protect.
All right.
It's
Fair
okay.
enough.
I'll protect this lady.
The point of the matter is
You can trust me.
as you progress down this hallway a bit, Oris, you recognize the sound of water, and it seems to be flowing water, not still water. As you kind of look to the hall ahead, it looks like the stone is broken up in a patchy kind of manner, and you can see what looks like a wooden bridge that's been progressed out over one stone portion to another stone portion. If you move out to the end of this hallway, you'll see that you're in a very large open hall that has 40-foot high ceilings and pillars that run up to the top. All of them are just ornately filigreed with gold markings, very similar markings to the markings that are on the vials you guys have been collecting. In the center of the room, there's a dais with gold tile out on the floor. The gold looks like it's paint, not so much an actual like physical tangible thing to take. But it does look like there's a very large copper or brass bowl in the center of the room, not unlike the one that you've already looked at. It appears that there's some sort of light kind of glowing inside of it, but it's barely visible even from this distance.
With not being able to see massively into the room,
Well, hold on.
because the last thing we saw was Parnan, always will shout in Parnan. Anybody there?
No reply.
I think it's safe. He'll shout back to the others in Coleman and just be like, yeah.
Kelder's gonna move up with Oris.
Is it just like is there a turn system
No.
or is it like a
Free
okay.
for all. Just tell me what you're
Can I-
doing.
Can I go up to the bridge and examine it?
Yeah, absolutely.
The-
What are you looking? Are you looking for anything in particular, or?
Like, is it a sturdy bridge? Like we can cross it? It's not, because it sounded like it was pretty.
It's
older.
definitely older. It does look like it is traversable. You don't think that a lot of people should be crossing it at the same time.
Okay.
But it's only about 10 feet long.
Okay.
And the water looks a bit deep, but as you're kind of looking at it, you notice that it's kind of inky. Like it almost has kind of like a dark color to it. You can't
Like
really see.
murky?
Yeah, I'd say murky,
Okay.
but it almost looks like there's some other fluid inside of it.
Okay.
More like oil and water, kind of, but oil that sinks.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Any other questions about the room proper?
Yeah, so really the only interesting thing is that bowl in the middle of the room.
I'd say so. It looks like there might be passageways outside of this chamber, but you don't know exactly where in the dark.
And you guys have seen bowls like this before?
Yeah, and
In other
this
rooms?
one appears to have, I think the first one we saw had one of these vials in it, so I
Had
think
the
we should go
green
check
one.
this out.
Should I go ahead just in case there's a trap because I've got danger sense and
Yeah,
You
and
guys said we
Keller's
could move
gonna
freely,
draw
right?
his grand spanking new longbow and sort of just shadow Horus and keep an
Yeah.
eye on him.
That's of course correct, Murph. You can definitely do what you like and move freely, but just try not to talk over other people. And again, good point. There is no real order to it. Just pay attention. So if Oris, you're moving towards it to take it. Murph, were you wanting to interject something?
No, sorry, I was being rude.
Okay, no, perfectly fine. I'm okay with it. It gets to the letter of the matter. Oris, you look inside. Who was the person that retrieved the green liquid from the last bowl? Was that you?
me.
So when you retrieved it, it was kind of sitting idly and off in the bowl. Okay, and there was a small setting for it, but it didn't look like it was in its setting. When you looked into this one, it has a setting as well, and the liquid inside is kind of a goldish color, but it seems to be set proper in its setting. Doesn't look like it's been disturbed.
Does it look like it matches?
What do you mean matches? It belongs here? Yeah, it does look like
Yeah.
it does. Make a perception check.
That's a 9.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely looks like this one belongs here. You're trying to think back to the other chamber, but you're not sure if it was where it was supposed to be or not. Do you relinquish the substance from the...
Yeah, we'll yonk it out.
Okay. So this one is kind of a goldish color, and it glows
Ooh.
with bright light. When you pull it up out of the brazier, the light actually starts to emanate more brightly and starts to shine out throughout the entirety of the room.
Oh. Ooh.
As it glows brightly, the water kind of starts to oscillate and move, and you hear what sounds like the retching or screaming of children, to be honest. It just sounds horrid and terrifying and just fills the chamber with its sound.
Hey, guys. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Maybe you should put it back.
Yours is probably chill with the noise. It's probably not the first time he's hit kids dying.
Since you've taken a position kind of away from them and over by the pillar, Pleasant, you look to the water and say, you should put it back. And as you kind of look over, you see this thing rising up out of the water. If you're a Star Trek: The Next Generation fan, it looks like Armis. It appears to be like a very inky, humanoid form coming up out of the water. And as you see it and look at it, you see its face kind of shape and distend and smile, and you see just bone white teeth inside of this darkened form just appear in front of you.
Gonna.
I'm trying to lay on the horror. Okay, so if that's the case, everybody needs to go ahead and select your token and roll for initiative.
Did Morgan move up at all, or is he still hanging back?
Oh, he's with you. I'll move him here in a second.
I think that first initiative today's session is the best I've ever done. I've got an 8 when it comes to initiative.
All right. I'm missing Murph. Did you roll? Yeah, you did. Okay, hold on. All right. So let me do some clearing. All right. The creatures become more visible in the light, and they look like their faces are kind of like contorted into just feral-looking grins. But it does appear that whatever it is, it's drawn to the light. First on the initiative docket would be you, Kate. It looks like there's one there, but you can also notice around the corner of this pillar, there appears to be another one that's up to the north of you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it looks safe, guys. But, and then there's this little, like, kind of hallway to the right of us.
Mm-hmm. They look like there might be two of them.
Okay. Can I, who has the vial? Can I just be like, hey, maybe we should put the vial back, guys?
Do you want to move away from the water as well to try and get them in between you and them?
Yeah, I'll move closer to the.
Okay. So yeah, you
to
have
the thing.
30 feet of
And can I like take a defensive?
Yeah. So your action will be the dodge action, and then
Yeah.
you just move over that way. Okay.
Yeah, and just be like, guys, I think we should put the vial back.
All right. Davos, you can kind of see the shadows from your position. It looks like these creatures are coming up out of the water, and just as they kind of take on to land, you see that their upper frames kind of swell up a bit, and then you see their hands kind of drop down suddenly, and you hear a blade-like sound as large claws manifest from the tips of their fingers. What would you like to do?
Well, it does not look like they are friendly, so let's go. Can I engage them from where I'm at? Am I close enough?
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch to the, if I can find it. Thought I had a bow.
You could use.
Sorry, I have lots of questions.
Vicious Mockery as a spell at distance. You could cast a higher level spell if you want to. You could also take a defensive posture until something happens. It's entirely up to you what you want to do.
So I have the tools, the drum and the bagpipes and stuff. Do those actually do any kind of anything, or is it?
They can act as like a spell focus for certain spells in some
Gotcha.
cases, but no, you don't. I don't think you have any spells that use them that way.
Gotcha.
Vicious Mockery is probably the closest to a ranged spell that you have, I think.
Yeah.
So you can look at one and give it a good jibe and see if it is totally insulted by you.
All right. Let's see if I can do that. Use Vicious Mockery on
That one to the west.
Yeah.
Okay.
That guy right there.
All right.
Vicious Mockery.
It will fail on its saving throw. So you basically say,
You really stink.
nice. It's totally insulted by this, and you can see it. If it had eyes, it would be crying, but it doesn't. But yeah, I've notated that it is mocked. It takes the 2 points of psychic damage, and the next attack roll that it makes, it has disadvantage against on that attack. All right, Oris. Now the direct approach.
I'm gonna run up to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna rage, but I am gonna hit it with the longsword. I've got a shield.
Okay. You said you're wielding it one-handed then?
Yeah.
As you come up to it and bring the blade into it, you cut through its like flesh. Underneath the inky exterior, you see that there is a body underneath, and you kind of cut into a rib cage and tear out a bit of flesh and blood. The blood looks deep and red in coloration, and it looks like there's a creature just covered with this mess. Solid cut. Doesn't seem to be resistant to your weapon or anything crazy.
Oris is going to shout back as well. I think we've got their attention now anyway. If we put it back, it's not going to do us any good. We'd just be fighting in darkness.
All right. And as you move away from it, you're still holding the vial behind the shield. It's still glowing a little bit of light, but you realize that the light that emanated from it when you pulled it out, it's still glowing from the center column, or from the center brazier. It looks like the light has actually been generated from it. All right. Kelder.
I'm going to drop my bow and pull out my wand and cast False Life at 2nd level on myself.
Okay. Moving on to Lady Fi.
I don't know. Am I in range of any of?
So there appears to be one right. If you move up north a little bit, you should have this one here as a target.
I'm gonna move right here. Can you move Borgo with me, or?
Yeah. I didn't roll his initiative, so yeah, he'll act as on your turn. You're in water right now, I think.
Oh, it's a little bit more.
Yeah. And then you're casting.
I'll cast Toll the Dead.
Okay. It fails its saving throw, and it has not taken damage, so it will take 1 point of necrotic damage. All right. Seems to work fine. All right. Okay, it goes to them. In a flash of just shiny creature, that one bolts from the water out towards Davos.
Oh,
And
Shit, I didn't even see that one.
yeah.
this one comes up from the water below and just darts past it. As it gets closer, it's like, but it sounds more youthful. It's the best way I can describe it. And it comes in and attacks. Actually, no, that one dashed to get to where it needed to be. So did that one. This one here is going to go there. Almost as if it doesn't even regard you, Stephanie. It just darts towards the brazier in the middle, assaulting the creature there. And then
Repulse.
the one... Go for it. Strength saving throw. Okay, no, yeah,
DC 15, I think.
it succeeded. I got a 17. So it'll make it to
13.
where
No, I was way off.
it'll make it to where it needs to go. It does take half the damage though, so roll me the 3d6.
Takes 8 damage.
Okay. You see a pulse of magical energy generate from the elf and kind of slam into it, but it pushes through the wave and gets close. So it will attack, and the one on Oris will attack. All right. One moment. Okay, so 15 misses Oris, right?
Yeah, definitely now that I've got 18.
And a... Okay. Against Kelder. 17, does that hit?
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. It strikes you with its claws. You'll take 7 points of slashing damage. You can feel a kind of poison enter into your body just very suddenly, but you actually realize that it's not affecting you at all. Not even in the slightest. All right.
Cool.
Up to the top, Pleasant, you're up. The one that just bolted to you kind of just spills out near the dais and kind of looks at you menacingly. It doesn't have an action to attack you. It just ran up to you. And then there's the one that's on the other side of the your allies.
I'm gonna attack the one next to me.
Okay.
It didn't, with the grandmother.
Go for it.
And I got a 2. Can I re-roll that too? It says with my die. It
Sure.
said when rolling the damage, re-roll any die that displays a value of 1 or 2.
So, looking at the dice here, you rolled a 20, which was
Okay,
actually
that's what the big ones are.
yeah. That's the attack roll, and that's fine.
Oh.
But when it comes to damage, that's what that's for.
Oh,
If you look at it's the second damage slot. It's the 8 slashing, which is what you'll be dealing here. You rolled a 4 on the dice, and then added 4. So if
what are all the square dice?
those
Because
are
it's like,
those are repulse. That's the repulse damage that Chad just did.
oh, okay.
Yeah, those are his dice. But your math should, anytime you click on the attack roll, any result of 1 or 2, it'll gray it out and choose a different dice.
Okay.
So it should be good.
Okay.
But
Never mind then.
you don't have sneak attack damage against this target because there is no ally adjacent to it. So you're just dealing the 8 slashing damage. Now, you're still adjacent to it, and that's obviously not the best thing ever. If unless you want to be attacked, it's entirely up to you. But if you want to pull away from it, as a bonus action, you can disengage, which allows you to freely move without taking any threats.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay, and you can move up to 30 feet anywhere you'd like to go. There you go. All right. Kind of cautiously backing away. You would note, like, you've been in situations where you've had to, sneak away like that, and typically they'll try and follow you with their eyes and keep an eye on you. This creature doesn't seem to even care about you. It's kind of turned its attention the second you moved away towards Davos and Kelder.
Okay.
Speaking of Davos, you're up, Murph. And just a heads up on time, we did start a little late, so we'll run a little later than normal. Probably 2:30 is going to be the cutoff.
Cat.
Okay, Murph, you move up away from the creatures.
Yep, sorry.
Did you move away by taking the disengage action, or did you just move?
I just moved.
Okay. If you're planning on taking an action, then do that, but you will suffer 2 opportunity attacks from those creatures. If you take your action as the disengage action, you can freely move from them without being threatened.
Alright, how do I disengage?
You just say I disengage, and that's your action.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because as far as... Did they engage me? Because they moved up to me, or is it just because of proximity?
One of them had to dash to get to you, so it didn't have a free run. But yeah, what I'm saying is if they're adjacent to you and you move away from them, it triggers an opportunity attack. And so that's what would happen. 2 of them would be able to attack you freely if you moved like you did.
So if I disengage, does that forfeit?
It says no to your actions, but it also says nothing can attack you from moving.
Gotcha. I'll move back there. Can I just move my guy back there then?
Yep, and then I'll attack you twice. All right.
Well, I mean, like...
Oh.
I'm trying to... I didn't realize I was going to get attacked by moving away.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll move over there, I'll take the 2 attacks, and then like the attack in turn.
Okay, let's see how those go. First attack is Claws. It hits a 14 armor class, which is less than yours, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I am a 14.
Oh, then that's on the nose, actually. Okay.
Yep.
You'll take 7 points of damage, and you're a half-elf? Let's see. I'm going to make a ruling here. Just let me check something real quick. No, it has to be full-blooded elf. Make a Constitution saving throw. Alright. And then the other one will attack with advantage. Okay. So you took the 8 slashing damage from the first attack?
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll take 4 damage from the next attack. But as you're moving away from them, the first one hits you, and you feel this poison kind of enter into your veins. And as you're trying to move away, you feel your body just lock up and seize. And Kelder, you watch as Davos, instead of moving, kind of just becomes like a stiff board and falls to the ground, like a plank of wood next to you. You are paralyzed, and I'd say you'd probably fall over right about there.
I took 8 from the one guy and then 4 from the other guy?
Yep.
Okay.
And you are paralyzed for a duration.
Outstanding.
Oris.
Just wing at this guy.
Give it to him. Did you reckless?
I wasn't going to, but if I'm able to.
You're not raging though, are you? You can only reckless.
No,
on...
I'm not making, but I can. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm saving.
Okay,
Unless
miss.
it's real pear shape, I'm not going to rage.
Okay.
I've got 1 left.
Fair enough. Kelder. You're up.
Okay, which square is he passed out in?
Effectively the square north of you.
This one?
Yeah, this one here. I'm just going to put him into it.
Okay, if I stand right there and I cast Burning Hands, can I get all 3 of these guys?
Not 3, no. Because this is... Let's see, let me check. No. You can get the 2 on the left side.
Like, not even if I stand there?
No. Because the cone would effectively go out 15, but it's 20 feet away. It'll hit these 2.
Okay.
Diagonals are weird.
Okay, well, yeah, then I'll go ahead and get those 2 with Burning Hands.
Yep.
I'm going to stand over here and... actually, okay, can I use my bonus action to draw my rapier and start my blade song?
Yeah. So I would say just for flavor, you kind of step into that. Does Blade Song affect your spellcasting at all, or no?
No, but it gives me bonuses and other kinds of stuff, too.
Not to spellcasting, though, right?
Not to, like,
Okay.
it gives me for, like, concentration and stuff, but not that it applies to this spell.
Sure. You step into that position, place both of your hands out palm-wise, and place your thumb and your index fingers together. You say the arcane words and cast Burning Hands. Throw the spell for me, please.
Actually, I wanted to cast that at 2nd level.
Then just add a d6. All right,
That's
so
a terrible roll.
it's not too bad.
So yeah, so that's 9 damage.
Mm-hmm. As the
Those 2.
burst of flame emanates from your hands, you spin about, draw the weapon, and then spin it around and start, humming the song. All right, Fi, you're up.
Until the dead attack more than 1, or is it just a single target?
Single target.
I'm gonna move up about here. Toll the dead on the one next to Kelder.
Okay. All right, it failed its saving throw. Just hit it so I could get the damage. All right, so 7 on both. So, yeah. As you kind of see the chime above it appear and click, it rocks the creature to the ground, slamming it down, and it's like looks like it's like withering and trying to get up, and then just splashes down onto the floor, dead.
Oh.
All right. Basically, what you would see, Kate, just so you understand, I've explained it a couple of times in the past, but you're new. You see kind of like this ghostly bell appear above the creature and then tone, and it makes kind of like a dong sound, and when it does, it washes the creature over with necrotic energy. All right. That was 5. Let's see. Seeing the situation unfolding, Borgu kind of takes his own initiative and will actually move to this position here and swing at this creature. He'll hit, and he will do a decent amount of damage, but not enough to kill it. So it has, all right. And then it'll go to them. It's going to attack Oris. It's going to miss. The two of them will move to this position here. And attack Keller. Alright, 14 misses. And 16
Misses.
because of Blade Song. So you watch as the elf kind of takes on a more graceful stance and starts spinning the blade, catching the fingernails of these creatures and batting them aside in this almost dance-like mannerisms. It's back around to you, Pleasant. These two creatures are now adjacent to an ally, so if you attack them, you'll apply sneak attack damage. And you are still technically adjacent to this one. So if you try to move away from it, it will get to attack you.
So if I'm like within a square around it, it can attack me?
Well, basically, for opportunity attacks, if you try to move away from a creature, and you don't take the disengage action, it gets a free swing at you. So that's all. I'm just saying that if you try to move away right now,
can I move away and then attack?
well, you can attack and then move away, or you could move either or.
Okay. Can I sneak attack the one closest to me?
Yeah.
And
Go
then move away?
Let's see how the attack goes. There might be no need to. Yeah.
So I just hit the grandmother weapon?
Yep.
Okay. Does it count my sneak attack already?
Yeah. Wow, really good damage. Okay, as they're kind of focused in on Kelder, you kind of see your opportunity, and you swing out with the blade very suddenly, like no one even expected it to happen, but this bright blue blade just swings out across. It catches it right underneath the neck, and you watch as it cleaves the head clean off. The body kind of just slumps beneath it, and its head kind of rolls off to the side.
Cool.
Do you want to stay where, because you're now no longer threatened?
Yeah. I'll stay where I am.
Okay. Davos. Oh, you're paralyzed. Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, he's paralyzed and I'm standing over him.
He can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of his turns. So, is he present?
Murphy?
Yeah, I see him. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me, Murph. His camera's angled weird. I sometimes can't see him. Okay. As you kind of lay there on the ground, like spittle starting to drool up in the corners of your lips, you kind of feel your body twitch back to activity. For the turn you just had, you spent it paralyzed, but you are no longer paralyzed during your next turns. All right. Then it goes to Oris. All right.
Swing.
How are you swinging it?
Just trying to chop the creature in half if I can.
Yeah, you hit it right in the shoulder blade and drag the blade straight down and watch it kind of peel apart and fall into the water. Kelder. One remaining.
Yeah, I'm going to draw my wand, draw an attack with my short sword, then offhand with my...
Go for it.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. Instead of my short sword, can I use the silver dagger I grabbed?
Yeah, you can draw it instead.
So let's do first attack with that.
Okay. Hit.
And then offhand with my rapier. Nice.
How does it work?
Oh, I just stab it straight through the middle of its face.
All right. You hit it dead on, pushing the rapier all the way through, almost to the hilt, and then relinquish the blade out of its face. Gravity takes hold and it just drops down. The wound from the short sword kind of bleeding out as well. As they kind of lay on the ground for a fashion, and Vi, you kind of look at these dead creatures, and the ink starts to kind of move away from it. You see that they appear to be teenage children, but they appear to be kind of racked with the undeath. They've been down here for some time, but it looks like these children were probably sacrificed. That said, you have the golden substance. You are in this. Go ahead.
Does the sound stop?
Oh no, yeah, they were the ones generating the screaming.
They were screaming.
They were the ones that were screaming. You managed to destroy all of them. This seems like a decent stopping point. Next session, we'll deal with the exploratory process of this chamber and where you guys want to go next. But that's all for today. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to the start area.
So there's still one alive.
No, is there?
That
No, he killed
that
that.
guy in the corner. Oh,
I
okay.
didn't check Marco.
I split that one in
Oh,
half.
okay.
Yeah. But that said, next week should be good. And I'm gonna kill the stream.
Woo.
Stop.